perhaps the most gifted boxer to ever exist.
He was so fast that the hook took it here, and before he get back, the right took it here too. Impossible almost.
He possessed uncanny speed and power.
Roy Jones scarcely ever loses a round, much less a fight.
I remember when your fights were basically executions.
Yes, exactly.
You want to ask again who's the best fighter in the
Man, he
world?
fell straight down.
There was some years, man.
Ooh.
You would just like see how is this guy gonna survive and how long?
This is over.
He got the combos.
He was a cultural force in the 90s.
Roy Jones's talent is so overwhelming that he's already being compared to some of the greatest names in the history of the sport. Muhammad Ali, the two Sugar Rays, various others.
He was an entertainer.
Reflexes and power like this. It's like seeing combinations,
Sugar Ray Robinson,
ballet
Leonard.
dancer and bouncer.
He got good left punch.
Brought back and Roy countered over it with the right hand. He spent the better part of his long career ranked as the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in boxing.
He did everything wrong. A lot of things wrong.
He got a good left hand.
Like only one other fighter I can think of. Muhammad Ali.
Ooh. Ooh. Whoa.
He could drop his hands, pull back, but because of his speed, his power, his timing, his reflexes, because of that, he could make wrong right.
Roy Jones Jr.
Okay. You make music too,
Jones grew up in Pensacola.
In his hometown of Pensacola, Florida. That's where he was born and raised, where he learned his boxing skills.
You started training at, what, around age 10?
Yeah.
His father was a former boxer, determined to raise a champion.
My father was different with that. You know, I have gotten beaten 3 times in one day. I have marks on my arms now that are from beatings that I got when I was a kid.
But you don't hold the beatings against him? Like, why would you do that?
I don't hold the beatings because the beatings did teach me some things.
Roy, you won the Golden Glove in 1986 at 130 pounds. And then the next year you win at 156.
The South Korean Olympics were a stage for Roy to announce his arrival. He was the heavy favorite, and he did not disappoint.
And Roy Jones gets him again.
Ooh.
That is a cracker of a punch.
He got great
time. And you go to the 88 Olympics.
He ran through the competition.
Oh, wow.
At the 1988 Olympic Games in Seoul, Jones's phenomenal talent burst across America's television screens.
He didn't lose a single round.
You had gone through all the other fighters. Didn't even lose a round.
In the gold medal fight against a Korean fighter.
And again, finishing off with the left hook.
Roy outlanded his opponent 3-1.
Damn.
Roy Jones building up a tremendous lead.
That's
and
amazing.
should be 15 seconds away from the gold.
Roy Jones Jr. stepped into the ring and before all the world won.
This is my first time finding out about Olympic boxing.
An Olympic gold medal, except of course that he didn't.
Well, he got the gold medal, clear. And then you see the decision, you jaw drop.
And Roy Jones of Pensacola, Florida.
Well, if he doesn't win the gold off this, then I think there's something rotten in Korea, because that is absolutely one of the most dominant things I've seen.
The winner is on point 3-2 in the blue corner.
What?
Well, there it is. Park Si-han has stolen the belt.
That was terrible. It was one of the worst Olympic decisions I've ever seen in my life. Maybe the worst.
He told us that he thought Jones had won so big that he voted for Park because he didn't want to embarrass the host country.
All 3 judges would receive lifetime bans for their corruption.
The 1988 Seoul Olympics became a watershed embarrassment to amateur boxing and brought to light the sport's desperate need for change.
The sport of amateur boxing still in some ways recovering from the
Wow.
atrocity
Why they do that young brother like that?
of 1988.
Roy was never given justice for his lost gold.
Nobody to this day has come back and tried to fix it.
In one of the great robberies, injustices, or farces in sports history, Jones was denied the medal in what was later revealed to be a fix.
Like, dude literally got his ass beat up. I don't understand.
In one way, it made people really root for you.
It was a blessing in disguise.
The controversy turned Roy into a sympathetic hero back home in Pensacola. As a result, he was a star before he fought his first professional match.
When in Seoul, South Korea, the brilliant Roy Jones fought his way to an apparent gold medal, but left without one.
Roy Jones Jr. was, to me, the most dominant fighter I ever saw. And look at you, and those sparkly pants. I've never seen a guy in sparkly pants throw a punch like that. That's amazing.
To fight Roy Jones was to be a reluctant co-star in his spectacle event.
And his moves reminiscent of a man that he admires, Sugar Ray Leonard. Very fast hands. At times keeps the hands low, but his style is on the fluid side.
People forgot how good Roy Jones Jr. was. They said Roy Jones is the new Mike Tyson's Roy Jones.
Roy had that kind of build.
Oh,
he was country
muscular.
strong.
Yeah, very muscular.
From Roy Jones, he's got to forget about impressing the public with his flashy amateur style. Get down, show patience, and fight his fight.
Defeated as a pro, please welcome Roy Jones Jr.
In his second fight, Roy's blazing speed was on full display.
Like Ali, Jones mixes phenomenal hands, quick feet, lightning fast reflexes. And for Jones, any comparisons to Ali are the greatest compliment that he can receive.
Damn.
The rise of Roy Jones Jr. was a thrill for boxing fans.
Snapped him, and he is in trouble.
Damn.
Jones wants this knockout.
I like him.
That's it. He does.
Yes, it is all over. Randy Newman.
Bro, he nice, bro.
Stopping the bout and the final minute of the 8th and final round. Clear cut. Because baby number 1. Overwhelming performance by Jones.
Winner by technical knockout, still undefeated as a professional, Roy Jones Jr.
Did you learn anything from this second professional fight?
I learned a lot, but I'd rather not go through it right now, because if I keep telling people what I'm learning, and they instead of picking up what I'm learning, they learning it too. So I'd rather not go through it, but I learned a lot.
I think your superior reflex will neutralize what everybody else is going to learn.
Roy was so scary good that after this fight, his opponent basically admitted Roy had terrified him.
And he admitted he was mentally intimidated, rather candid for a boxer. He said he was overmatched.
Roy's fights were a stage for him to show off his artistry. He wasn't concerned about winning. That was a foregone conclusion.
Roy Jones Jr. So Roy Jones in his third professional bout going against Ron Amundsen.
He's chosen to open as Jones in a very slow fashion. Usually comes storming out. He's just being very patient here.
Strong uppercut by Jones. And then
okay.
Goes to the showboat tactics.
They cheered this guy showboating. He must be a big favorite around here.
Roy wanted to entertain.
Look at that lunging thing. It looks like an aircraft leaving an aircraft carrier. He almost went into flight.
He wanted to dazzle fans.
Man, his control, bruh. Like, I love, like, just seeing different ways people fight, bruh. His control, he got some good ass timing. This is probably some of the best, if not the best timing. Like, he up there with Mike. Like, this timing, bro.
And
he got, like, as Mike got older, you can start seeing he still could fight, but you could see he wasn't that fluid. This guy is fluid. I thought Floyd was fluid. This motherfucker is fluid. Whew. Oh my goodness.
Embarrass foes and dazzle the fans he did.
Roy Jones's next fight will be a 10-round fight as he...
Bitch. And they fast, too. They fast, too. It's like he make it count. He make it count, bruh. Bitch. Especially his uppercuts.
There's just a different thing that's going to be happening if you're standing in front of Roy Jones Jr. It's a different thing.
Bruh, I ain't gonna lie, he fast as
The gap
shit.
is so wide.
Referee Bill Connor is saying, "Are you all right?" And then, "Are you sure you're all
He
right?"
ended Ron Amundsen with a 10-hit combo.
Who? Oh, bitch. Oh, okay. Hey, nigga. Ooh. 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 I like that. I love that.
Roy Jones has stopped Ron Edmondson.
It was all a part of the Roy Jones magic, the crowd-pleasing showmanship of his fights.
Bro, he's a damn fighter.
Fans knew they were witnessing the rise of true greatness, the dawn of a Hall of Fame career.
Also, we saw a lot less showboating than we've ever seen. Do you think that's a sign of growing up, or are you just getting more serious about this?
No, it's not a sign of growing up, definitely, because it'll be there when I'm 45 if I still be boxing. But it's just a sign of me knowing when to showboat and when not to, and knowing how to sit down and cut the showboat out and go to work when I have to.
For the early part of his career, Jones was managed by his father.
You've spoken a lot about the relationship between you and your pops and how hard your pops trained you and just how hard he was on you.
His father wanted to bring Roy along slowly and mostly kept him in the Pensacola area. This was to allow Roy to build experience in a comfortable environment. But it also meant many of his earliest fights weren't broadcast and were filmed on a home camcorder.
Yeah. Look at him.
There was a time in your career when you were at your peak that was so different than anyone else's.
I like
those cheap camcorders could barely capture Roy's speed.
Shit.
Boxing at that point in time seemed easy to you. Boxing was easy to me.
No one knew how to prepare for it because there was no sparring partners that could emulate it.
Hell no. I wouldn't spar with this motherfucker.
Off the charts. Your movement was off the charts. Very few jabs.
Y'all do know sparring partners get dropped too. Not intentionally, but hey. I wouldn't spar with this motherfucker. I wouldn't spar with Mike. I just know better.
As you would throw a lead hook.
The balance between success and how hard you push your kids. And it does come at a cost, but it's undeniable that if you push them hard and they make it through, there is greatness on the other end.
Yes, that's facts. Preach, bro.
That if you push them hard and they make it through, there is greatness on the other end.
Push your
Do you
kids.
think it's worth the cost?
No, because a lot of kids don't make it. I mean, a lot of kids just can't take that pressure.
During these days, Roy was fighting at least once a month, building ring experience one blazing knockout at a time.
Can you explain to us your relationship with your father? It seems complicated. He helped you a lot. He worked with you a lot, and then at one point you had to say, hey, not anymore. How do you explain that relationship?
It's just different. You grow up, and once you grow up, if a person can't grow with you, then you grow away from them.
His fights were events in Pensacola, but nationally, not many were able to see Roy in the ring.
But Roy Jones Jr., with his physical gifts, I feel like he could have got away with fighting discipline, too. He could have got away with fighting technically. But, he just chose to fight his way.
Billy Mitchum appears to be dead.
He out there looking like Baraka from Mortal Kombat.
But somehow he got up. It was not a good idea, but he did get up.
Roy was technically awful. He just had such reflexes. And it worked because his reflexes were superhuman. He was Superman. I've never seen anything like
One of the things I've observed about him is that he seems
awful.
to be a young man with that rare combination of great power and great quickness.
And his humor,
inside
too.
a body that really wants to be a boxer.
And you had hands, you had speed that was unbelievable. You was very unorthodox. A lot of people ain't throw no lead hooks.
Some of these combinations are absolutely insane.
Man, look at this shit, man.
It was incredible, truly an entertaining fighter to watch.
One of the best pound-for-pound fighters in history, Roy Jones Jr. has undoubtedly left his mark in the boxing world.
He got stamina, too. Chad, this nigga got... Bro, you know how much fucking energy you gotta be... I'm doing all that shit. Man, I'm telling you, bro, that...
Because he was fast enough.
I ain't never seen no shit like this.
Talent.
Ooh.
chess match, the speed, the power, the just showing all of that. I mean, Roy's confidence was just amazing.
Bitch.
So fast. He'd fight with his hands down. He was knocking people out cold.
He hits this guy about 600 times by my math.
Oh my God, he beating the fuck out this nigga. Oh my Lord. This is hard to watch. This is just, he just cooking. Oh my Lord.
He did stand back up, but not for long. His overwhelming talent made him a terror.
Well, the first thing you're going to observe about Jones, the eyes. He never misses anything. It reminds me of Muhammad Ali and what he had best going for him. He saw everything you was going to do, and he could stop it or get out of the way. Jones got that greatness about him, but it's all in the eyes.
Precision punch output combined with unrivaled speed. Truly a sight to behold.
But Roy Jones is something special. He's everything you want from a middleweight.
When he was a middleweight and a light heavyweight, he was pretty damn special.
Oh my God.
Now, many people talk about Roy Jones being a mirror image in many ways of yourself. Size up Roy Jones first.
I think that's a very flattering comment to make, that Roy Jones resembles me. But I think Roy Jones has his own style.
Roy Jones' father, Roy Sr., still had his son fighting journeymen, while the media were clamoring for bigger opponents.
Roy Jr. was a grown man who felt his father was still running his life.
Yeah, man.
Opponents.
Roy Jr. was a grown man who felt his father was still running his life.
There's a lot of people who say you're the best pound for pound boxer that's ever lived.
The hometown fans continued to come out en masse to support Jones.
You came along and you dominated their weight class for forever, basically.
Very smart man, and a very great legendary boxer, one of the greatest of all times, in my opinion.
Ricky the Hammer Stackhouse! Let's hear it for Roy
Jones Jr.
Roy Jones, very much an entertainer in the ring. Some of his idols, Muhammad Ali and Sugar Ray Leonard.
Jones dropped Stackhouse with the first punch he threw.
Stackhouse down with a straight right.
He has not even broken a sweat coming into this opening round. And with a young tiger, a fast starter like Roy Jones is.
Oh, shit.
Another first round knockout.
Man, this dude is crazy, bro.
After a year of fighting professionally, Roy was 21 years old and just beginning to reach his physical prime.
Roy could just land that lead left hook like a champ.
And he throws it like his shoulder. I think it
just
snapped.
Yeah,
Yeah, crazy.
Damn.
To progress to the next chapter in his career, he'd fight a former champion, Jorge Vaca, in a huge step-up match.
It's 1992, and TVKO rings in the new year and inaugurates the Garden's newly renovated Paramount Theater with a spectacular boxing triple-header. Act 1, Olympic medalist Roy Jones Jr. continues his surge in the professional ranks. Since turning pro, his record is 15-0, all by knockout.
Welcome once again to our first boxing action of 1992, and you know it's really fitting that we begin in Madison Square Garden, the site of so many super battles in boxing history.
Roy Jones Jr. at 15-0 has been criticized for the lack of quality opponents, but he has yet to fight as crafty a veteran as this Jorge Vaca.
The fight brought out the celebrities.
Gene Hackman, an avid fight fan as well.
I produce feature motion pictures, no TV.
Bill Cosby on hand.
Well, Bill Cosby.
Awkward. And Roy Jones Jr., talented young fighter from Pensacola,
Damn,
Florida. 15-0
knockouts.
with 15 knockouts. He basically disappeared from public view, but he said he now wants to make his move. and this is his biggest fight, biggest name, biggest city venue to date.
Vaca was meant to be a true measuring stick for Jones to gauge where he was professionally.
Jones at various times, because of his speed, has been compared to an Ali for quickness or a Sugar Ray Leonard. He definitely has the speed advantage over Vaca.
Jones landed the explosive combination.
Oh, shit.
It's against the ropes.
Ooh. Good punch.
A first-round destruction of a former world champion.
Down he goes. 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
That's it. That's the fight. In stunning fashion, Roy Jones Jr. goes to 16-0 with 16 knockouts with the big left hook.
When you're as good an athlete as Jones is and as much talent as he has, which we saw going back to the Olympics, you knew that he's ahead of his time, really, even for 15 fights. He's real composed. You saw how relaxed he was, and he's got devastatingly quick speed.
Great left hook from Roy Jones Jr.
You know, this kid,
Jorge Vaca.
This kid Jones is going places because Vaca doesn't usually get knocked out that easy.
Most thought Jones was ready now, but his father continued to slow play his career.
Now, do you think this erases a lot of questions in people's minds about the quality of opposition?
The thought for many quarters was that Roy Jones Jr. was being taken too slowly by his dad, Roy Jones Sr. It doesn't always work when a father manages a son. But Roy told us this morning, the son, that he would like to fight for the championship within 6 to 8 months.
I love my father. I want to be like my father, but my father was so aggressive until I didn't want to share anything. I was afraid I might get a whip.
When you're a kid and the grown-up is beating you that bad, of course you're afraid. But once you get a certain age, you say, okay, now it's time to fight back. And
Hell
then when I got to that age, it was like, okay, that's enough. No, I ain't taking too much more.
Okay, now let's go to the biggest punch you ever delivered. Who was it?
It was a guy named Art Sawano. It was in Reno, Nevada.
Oh, boy.
Very first round.
Roy Jones is one of the potentially great stories. There's been a lot of questions about him, but he has answered every one of them.
Art Serwano tried to bull rush Jones. The result?
Ooh. Oh, my.
Boom.
Damn.
Holy total annihilation.
Damn.
Forget about it.
Oh, yeah, look at his ass.
Oh, my God.
He had a seizure. Look at
Oh, my.
Oh.
And I'll tell you what, for Art Serrano, that was a devastating right hand to get hit.
Last time he knocked out Jorge Vaca with a single left hook. Tonight, Art Serrano, who takes a very good punch, the victim with a very powerful right hand. Straight up, Roy Jones is probably the best middleweight out there besides Dame Tony and Mike McCallum. And I think we're going to hear from him as far as knocking on the title picture real soon.
Then I'll probably try to step up to some type of title fight, hopefully. If not, then I'll just go whatever comes up. I have to go back and check and see, see what's happening. A lot of things are changing in the boxing world, and I'm one of them.
Jones would part ways with his father, and from here on out, Jones would control his own career.
What would you say the last conversation was like about that, where you were done? Where it was the last drop in the bucket overflowed, and you're like, that's it, we're done.
Man, what the fuck? How is this shit on TV? What?
Control his own career.
What would you say
How do you explain your relationship with your father? I get it though, his pop's the manager, but damn, bro. Look at my brother here on the left. He like, really, nigga? Why the fuck are we even talking about this shit?
the last conversation was like about that, where you were done? Where it was the last drop in the bucket overflowed, and you're like, that's it, we're done.
I had a dog that I bought from a friend to breed. A friend of mine let the dog loose. The dog bit my sister.
Damn.
My father come to my house. I wasn't there, and just killed the dog.
Whoa.
It was like, that did it for me.
The force.
Oh, yeah, he killed my aunt. Oh, yeah, I feel him. Your dad was foul, bro. It sounded like he was controlling, too.
Separation from his abusive father. Roy Jones Sr. was intensely suspicious of the boxing establishment.
But my father just didn't think that I was ready to move like that yet.
He forced his son into a holding pattern of obscurity for nearly 4 years. Critics and fans were writing off Roy Jones Jr.'s apparently lost career.
It's not a good relationship, but with time it'll probably get better.
Roy Jr. was a little more anxious to get his career moving than Roy Sr.
Roy Jones ready to step up and move into that picture. He knows Riddick Bowe is also on the threshold.
Young middleweight contender who has
occupied everybody's attention in the sport for the past few months. Roy Jones against a tough, durable opponent in Glenn Wolf.
He threw about 4 left hooks in less than a second there, George.
Oh, what a left hook inside by
Jones landed a sniper shot to the body.
Glenn Wolf had a concrete jaw. Now it turns out he had a glass stomach.
or a glass liver.
When people look at your fight and they talk about it, they're like, what he did, probably no other boxer can do because it was so unorthodox.
Damn.
Jones quickly cleaned out the division's top challengers.
Oh my God! Don't kill him, Roy. Shit.
Quick knockouts. So referee Tony Orlando calls the halt.
The time had come for Roy to contend for the IBF middleweight title. He'd face off against the executioner, Bernard Hopkins.
A chance to look at the star-crossed Olympic star of the Seoul Games in '88, Roy Jones Jr., as he guns for his first world championship against Bernard Hopkins for the vacant IBF middleweight crown.
Man.
And there is the executioner symbol that accompanies Bernard Hopkins.
Yes, that mystery man under that mask is Bernard Hopkins.
Okay, Rey Mysterio.
A little hype, a little showbiz doesn't hurt if you can fight.
Bernard Hopkins is an all-time great warrior. There would be no easy knockouts this time.
Bernard, the executioner Hopkins, Roy Jones Jr.
Is it another quantum leap up to Bernard Hopkins?
Oh, Bernard Hopkins is by far the best boxer and puncher that Roy Jones has fought. But conversely, Jones is the most talented fighter that Bernard Hopkins has ever fought.
Bernard, the executioner Hopkins, trying to become Philadelphia's first middleweight champion ever.
Oh my, bruh.
Jones
that shit is
knew
crazy.
he was in against a monster and utilized his speed to avoid a brawl.
Bro, them combos add up, bro.
Now Jones is boxing with his left hand down around his knee.
3-0, 30-27, Roy Jones Jr.
Roy maintained complete control of the action through
4 years in prison doing hard.
In and out, peppering Hopkins with thudding shots.
Roy Jones, right hand, left hook, and there's another left hook, right hand.
Larry, I've got it 6-0.
That's good ass punch.
Roy Jones Jr.
Roy was simply on another planet talent-wise.
A few observers here would have expected this fight to go to a 12-round decision, but it remained mostly a boxing match.
He's so quick, Jones. He does things that you just don't see other fighters do. Again, you mentioned he's like lightning.
There was no doubt about the win.
Or does Hopkins have it to risk?
Bernard Hopkins tried, but he never was in the fight offensively, in my opinion.
Bernard Hopkins is arguably the greatest middleweight, and you carried it.
Right cross lands solid.
That's it, fellas. That's it,
Jones won a unanimous decision.
Roy Jones Jr.
He was now a world champion.
This has been a long time coming. I know you've been looking forward to it.
Yeah, definitely been a long time coming, and it's something I was looking forward to. And I knew I was gonna have a tough time. I gotta take my head off to Bernard Hopkins, man. He's a tough guy. I promise he's a tough guy. But I just basically outboxed him, stayed on the outside. In the inside, he couldn't really do me a lot of harm, and I could stay inside of his power, so he wasn't really that dangerous. He landed a couple good shots, but he never really had me hurt, so I was pretty safe. I got hit a little more than I wanted to, but it's the world title my first time. Hey, Pensacola, we #1, baby.
He won his first championship by beating Bernard Hopkins in 1993 for the middleweight championship.
Roy's special relationship to his home, Pensacola, continued.
So dominant in his performances, seen as being virtually without opposition, Jones amuses himself by giving up hundreds of thousands of dollars every time he chooses to fight here for his hometown crowd in Pensacola rather than in a Vegas or Atlantic City casino.
He routinely donated his time and money to make an impact in the community.
What do you make of this ongoing love affair between Jones and his hometown of Pensacola?
Roy Jones' roots and good old-fashioned civic boosterism.
Leaving for Vegas would have made Roy more money, but staying in Pensacola made him a people's champ.
IBF
That's
World
cool.
Middleweight Champion Roy Jones Jr. This is the 4th appearance for Jones on HBO. People suspect is Roy Jones's frame of mind, and they think he's going to attack early to try for a sensational knockout.
to get an idea of just what people talk about when they talk about Roy Jones' incredible quickness.
Damn, he
Frankly,
man,
Roy kicked the shit out of this guy.
Bro, bro.
Whoa, 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 what a shot.
I'm speechless, chat. This shit is crazy, bro. Oh my god. Oh,
A spectacular
bro.
left hook finished the fight.
3, 4.
Roy's unique talents allowed him to do things wrong, but make them right.
And I'll tell you, Larry, you don't like seeing him go for one shot at a time, but what a shot that was.
Right, and as I said, he has those amazing reflexes to get away with it without having to put himself
Killing
at
it,
risk.
man.
Roy, what does this mean for your career, do you think, in terms of whether you're going to move up to 168 pounds and fight James Toney, or whether you're going to defend your title at 160?
So, we begin the countdown to the possible matchup between Jones and 168-pounder James Toney, who was terrific as a middleweight, who relieved Michael Nunn of the middleweight championship with a single left hook, very reminiscent of the single left hook with which Jones knocked out Malinga tonight.
Having cleared out all challengers at 160, people were already looking forward to Roy moving up to middleweight and challenging James Toney.
Give the people what they pay to see. That is what he is out to do. He feels there should be more entertainment in the fight game. He feels it is very difficult to be entertain and fight at the same time.
Compared to Muhammad Ali, compared to Sugar Ray Leonard.
In the meantime, Roy continued doing what Roy did best, knocking guys out.
Just unleashing a barrage of punches,
Damn.
lefts and rights.
Ooh, bitch.
But he's looking down the road, a shot at James Toney.
Jones would next defend his title against Thomas Tate.
Them punches got power, too.
While Tate was a tough fighter, what the public was truly clamoring for was a match against James Toney.
They'll set that payday against James Toney, as you mentioned earlier, Alan. You know, that's really the big thing for Roy Jones Jr., because that's what will get him the respect that he's looking for.
Okay, I spoke to both fighters in the dressing room. Caution again, obey my commands at all times.
Roy Jones, who has just the perfect boxer's body, comes out for round one in the black trunks. Right hand by Jones, stuns Tate. Another right, Tate.
Damn.
Tate a good boxer himself, but as you can see, that speed of Roy Jones Jr. already coming into play.
And down goes Tate. Wow. With an inside left, he's on the corner rope.
Them punches got power, too, man. He just, this dude's
Roy
good.
Jones Jr. with a
Man.
sensational performance.
Roy Jones is a young man with extraordinary talent, incredible hand speed, foot speed. I think his power is very deceptive and not really appreciated. He's very explosive, especially inside. The left hook that he was able to knock out Tate with was just incredible.
The startup one would have been James Toney, because that's when I stepped on the scene and beat the man who was the man. You know what I say? In order to be the man, you got to beat the man. James Toney was the man.
Okay.
I smashed the man. And that was big for me because that put me as the man.
Rarely in the sport of boxing do two undefeated champions, two superb athletes, two warriors in the prime of their careers come together to face one another for the championship of the world. So many people, the boxing aficionados, if you will, split down the middle almost in terms of who will win this fight.
One of the marks of what a great fight this is that so many people in the sport don't seem to have a real handle, Gil's one of them, on exactly what is going to happen once that first bell sounds.
I remember when you fought James Toney, and that was a big fight because James Toney was in his prime and you were in your prime.
Many pundits still wondered if Roy Jones was for real.
We don't know up to this second whether he's a superstar or a fraud.
44, no?
We do know about James Toney.
Ooh.
He's a bull.
Jones was so OP up until this moment that they couldn't believe their own eyes.
The designation there, former IBF middleweight champion. He gave
They
up
got
the
a tux.
championship, Larry, for the right to come up 8 pounds and challenge for James Toney's super middleweight title.
In the biggest fight of his life, Jones fought the fight of his life and silenced the doubters.
He got it up there, though. Physical and mental.
Ooh.
The left hook got behind the guard.
I mean, he makes Tony miss, and he's so quick countering.
Get out the rope. Get up.
Showboating by Jones. You tempt fate, I think.
And again, you caught him with that leaping left hook, man. That crazy left hook, and dropped him.
Left hook, and down goes Tony.
The punching stats told a tale of complete domination by Jones.
Against a man regarded by many as the most skilled champion in the sports.
Ooh.
Another left hook by Jones.
James Toney was a two-division champ, and you carried it.
Lightning fast reflexes allowed him to avoid incoming jabs with head movement.
His defense good too.
Roy Jones has been every bit as dominant as he was
Oh my
that
God.
day in Korea so long ago.
Yeah, Tony gonna go to sleep.
Decision and new super middleweight champion of the world,
Roy Jones Jr.
He was now the super middleweight champion of the world.
You beat him unanimously. 12 rounds. I mean, you just basically carried the whole
When
fight.
you beat James Toney like that, I think a lot of people had to go, whoa, like he can do this to an elite, top of the food chain world champion.
That's what makes a real superior athlete. Not that you do it to guys who are beneath you, but you can do it to guys who are supposed to be your equal or above you. That's when you're really doing it.
You wanted to prove not just that you were quick and strong, but that you had something inside you a few times in the fight. Is that what you're saying?
That's right, exactly. That championship quality. That stuff that it takes to be a champion.
Jones demolished James Toney in front of the world. He brought an end to the questions about the caliber of his competition, and he captured the middleweight title all in one night.
Like old towns, Pensacola loves winners, as was exhibited when Jones came home after last year's complete destruction of former champ James Toney.
He returned home as Pensacola's favorite son.
He moves up into the super middleweight division, 168 pounds, and then impressed the world with his decisive victory over James Toney last November. Then he had the defense against Antoine Bird in March.
In his first defense, Roy chose to give up Vegas dollars to stay in Pensacola and fight for the hometown fans.
In March, the local hero treated his town to some big city glitz and glamour.
Roy Jones Jr.
That's what's up, man.
Roy Jones Jr., the IBF super middleweight champion of the world. But Roy Jones is a very focused young man. He is only 26 years old. This could be short because Roy Jones is that good. But let's see. Jones pacing like a cage animal. Here's the bell for round one. Here comes Jones. And Bird is hurt. Jones is up. Big right hand by Roy
He was expected to deliver a spectacular moment. He did not disappoint.
Another right hand by Roy Jones.
He got the hands,
by Roy
man.
Jones. And down goes Bird. Down goes Bird.
Roy got the hands.
This is where Roy Jones is dangerous. His most dangerous. A big left hook. That should be it. That should be it. It's all over. Roy Jones Jr. is the best fighter in the world. Period.
Jones was now firmly solidified as the best fighter in the world.
Remember, he had giant biceps, but he didn't have big triceps.
Nah.
Like everything was hooks. It was all like from throwing
And some
punches.
leading on the draw. That's the thing. Most people are always leading with jabs as well.
You satisfied with this coronation coming back here to your hometown, the way it worked out?
Yeah,
Is this
very
a
much
big
so.
night for you?
Very, very, very big night. Very big night.
He holds the record for the quickest knockout
Knockout.
in the super middleweight title fight. He stopped Antoine Bird in his first title defense. That was back in March at 2:06 of the first round.
Roy Jones Jr. is one of the brightest stars in boxing today. The two-time world champion with a 28-0 record is handling the stardom of the world stage.
In his next fight, he'd take on the wildly popular Tasmanian devil, Vinny Pazienza.
Roy Jones Jr. may be the best boxer in the world right now. Vinny Pazienza says he's here to win.
Oh, okay. Then.
Everybody's got their limitation.
I know I can beat Roy Jones, and I'm not saying that to hype the fight. I'm saying it because I know with all my heart I can beat this guy, and I'm going to do it.
We are moments away from the big fight. Will it be a one-sided fight? Well, people who see Roy Jones Jr. feel he's got too much speed, too much power, too much footwork for Vinny Pazienza. But one thing Vinny Pazienza says in his conviction that he will win this fight is that people underestimate his boxing skills.
Vinny Paz was a two-time world champion, but few gave him a shot against Roy.
At first, Roy Jones Jr. said he couldn't get motivated for this fight, but now he realizes how much at stake. That reputation of being the top boxer pound for pound in the world. He's got prospective advertisers here at ringside. Nike is here to look at Roy Jones Jr. He could make a lot of money down the road if he has an impressive performance and continues the reputation as the top man in boxing.
Are you ready? Boxing fans, are you ready? Presenting the undefeated super middleweight champion of the world, Roy Jones.
This is what the crowd's been waiting for here, and is quite a buzz going on. Round number one was scheduled for 12.
Junior.
That's Pazienza in a red shorts. It's a left-right cut. He's never taken punches that hard before, I can assure you of that.
During this fight, Roy would make history.
To this day, you're the only person in CompuBox history to win a full round without having a single punch scored on.
I gotta tell you, in all the years I'm watching boxing and calling boxing, this is the fastest jab I have ever seen. That includes Muhammad Ali, it includes Sugar Ray Leonard, it includes Ray Robinson.
Nobody has ever gone a complete round without getting a punch scored on.
That's
Now,
ridiculous.
You tell me he ain't the best pound for pound?
You know one of the things that makes him special, Ken? He did everything wrong, or a lot of things wrong. Like only one other fighter I can think of. Muhammad Ali.
Oh my God, Lord, you go kill this man.
That's gonna be it. I think 29, it's over.
He could drop his hands, pull back, but because of his speed, his power, his timing, his reflexes, because of that, he could make wrong right.
He would go an entire round without allowing a single landed punch.
That's tough. That's great defense too.
Civic Center in Pensacola, Florida.
That's
and
tough.
a rabid hometown crowd pulls for another virtuoso performance for Roy Jones Jr. George, as we've established, Roy Jones' talent is so overwhelming that he's already being compared to some of the greatest names in the history of the sport. Muhammad Ali, the two Sugar Rays, various others. And the crowd gets ready.
Pound for pound, the best fighter in the world today. Ladies and gentlemen, from Pensacola, Florida, presenting the undefeated super middleweight champion of the world,
Roy Jones Jr.
Well, how do you beat a Roy Jones? He said,
Boxing got the best
you
announcers.
tell me.
That's what
Well,
they do.
now he's got to tell us.
Hard left hook by Jones.
Reflexes and power like this are rare to see. It's like seeing combination ballet dancer and bouncer.
Oh. Goodbye.
This flying left hook nearly finished the fight in the second.
It was before the bell.
6.
The bell saved him for another round.
And this is Roy's last combination, about 50 punches worth. In trouble.
Ooh, he nice, man.
That's it.
Ooh.
Utterly destroying an opponent who had never previously been knocked out in a 44-fight professional career.
And that looked like about a 44 punch combination in that last 10 or 12 seconds.
Bro, that's like a whole cheat code, like a whole video game type of combo. Like he putting them on him.
And every punch he threw, that's fantastic. Fantastic.
Roy Jones Jr.
He puts no body into his punches either. All fist, like hands of stone.
We have athletes hanging out at SportsCenter all the time. The one thing they have in common, though, they all want their highlights on. They all want the publicity. They all want their name spelled right. But some of them tend to take it a little too far.
Come on, man. You can take it. I mean, look much better than what you got on now. Come on, Mike. Just take it, man. I mean, come on, Mike.
I can't do this.
I can't do that. I got to, Mike. Look. Mike, come here.
Sosa had never been knocked down, but then again, he'd never faced Roy Jones Jr.
Crowd came back to life. Atmosphere crackles in the garden again. The man regarded by many experts as the best fighter in the world gets ready to go to work. Roy Jones telling us yesterday, Sosa will be the hardest opponent of my career.
Ooh.
The left hook landing flush again, and Sosa suddenly in trouble.
Expectations for a Roy Jones fight were similar to that of a Mike Tyson fight.
Jones using his withering hand speed to stun Murky Sosa again.
Which meant explosive power, devastating speed, and a highlight knockout.
Again, Larry, we're only in round 2. That's what we had mentioned. This is
He
some
beat
pace.
him, I could tell by his face. Ooh.
Right hand flash, and down goes Sosa. That's the first time in his career that he's been knocked down by a hard punch like that.
All right.
And Sosa wobbling a bit on those knocks. Sosa not throwing back. Not throwing back. In trouble.
Oh my goodness.
Sosa was furious about the
Ooh.
stoppage. But honestly,
Come
the
on,
ref
bro.
did him a favor.
And now Murky goes.
Yo.
During
Yo.
this time, Roy Jones was simply unstoppable.
That's crazy.
TKO, he is still the undefeated two-time world champion, Roy Jones Jr.
Going after the ref, though?
Jones had cleaned out the division and was struggling to find anyone who could offer him a real challenge.
The super middleweight division is a dry well without any truly credible opposition, which leaves Roy Jones bored, unchallenged, and he says frustrated.
Well, I have a lucrative career in boxing, but do I have a lucrative opponent in boxing? No. You know, everybody in my weight class is basically unknown. Nigel Benn was the only other guy left. And he went and fought through Lonnie Malinga, a guy whom I knocked out in 6 rounds. I'll fight anybody in my division, anybody in the division under me, anybody in the next division, anybody 2 divisions ahead of me, anybody 3 divisions ahead of me.
Okay.
Pay me and I will perform.
That many regard as little more than a competitive exhibition for Roy Jones. He's listed in one boxing publication as a 100-to-1 favorite.
He's fighting the #1 contender. He continuously fighting #1 contenders. What more can you ask of a guy?
So for now, Jones has turned to a safer sport, playing guard for the United States Basketball League's Jacksonville Barracudas.
He famously
Nigga,
played
hooping? Okay.
basketball during the day before some
Oh, yeah.
fights, just to give himself more of a challenge.
Okay.
By playing basketball, he thinks that somehow he can even out this competition tonight. But he would have to go in the ring in leg irons and handcuffs and a blindfold to do that, I'm afraid, Jim.
The commentators had no chill back in the day.
The most gifted fighter on the planet in the eyes of many, Roy Jones, is fighting a guy so ungifted as Eric Lucas.
They basically called Eric Lucas dog shit on a broadcast. I can only assume his parents were watching.
Yeah.
But despite the perception of Eric Lucas, he survived longer than most.
Jacksonville Memorial Coliseum.
He lost every round and had his ass handed to him, but he did survive.
Okay.
He survived until the 11th at least.
Jones with another virtuoso display of skill and unusual punching angles. Left hand by Jones, and Lucas spitting a little blood out of his mouth.
Now, if the referee didn't stop it earlier, he need not stop it now.
Oh, shit.
TKO for
up.
Roy Jones, and not a moment too soon.
It was another clinic in the sweet science from the Grand Master, Roy Jones Jr.
110-98, 11 rounds to nothing. Roy Jones Jr. He wins all the way. I mean, absolutely way ahead in this fight.
But there are those who now think Jones is a reluctant warrior, more unwilling than unchallenged. That there are, in fact, opponents more credible than Eric Lucas, who could test Roy Jones.
No matter how dominant Roy was, HBO would continue to question his opposition.
But we've waited and waited
to find quality opposition for Roy Jones, somebody who could really give him a fight. We haven't seen it in a long, long time. Bryant Brannon do any better than the Eric Lucases of the world and Antoine Birds of the world have been doing against Roy Jones?
Bryant Bannon was an undefeated challenger, the best the division had remaining.
He's been very calm, I think, though, Jim. Good left hook by Roy Jones.
Bryant didn't make it out of the first round before he got nailed.
Oh, he rocks Brannon with a solid left hook, and now he's got Brannon wobbled. Here we go. Here we go.
When Roy Jones had a guy hurt, he put him down.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Bryant got up and survived the round, but the writing was on the wall.
Left hook again. 3, 4, 5, 6.
In his fights, Jim, he's one of the best finishers I've ever seen in boxing. He's a real mean guy in there.
In the second, Roy closed it out. With the division cleaned out, it was time for Roy to move up again in search of competition.
You want to ask again who's the best fighter in the world?
No, I don't have to ask that.
When he was a middleweight and a light heavyweight, he was pretty damn special.
What a tremendous performance by Roy Jones. As we were walking up here, Gil, we walked past Russell Peltz, the very excellent promoter from Philadelphia, who's the promoter for Bryant Bannon, and he looked at me, he said, too much speed. I'm thinking to myself, speed? That's not all there is there.
It's too much everything. Speed, power, the fact that he's so cool in the ring. He knows what he can do. He has so much confidence in himself. You can't take that away from him.
Moving up in weight, Roy would immediately contend for the WBC light heavyweight strap in a fight against Mike McCallum.
And Roy Jones Jr. moves up in weight against three-time champ Mike McCallum.
Roy Jones scarcely ever loses a round, much less a fight.
Jim, a boxing man once said
Okay,
about
move up.
mismatches, the whole world is a mismatch. Roy Jones has certainly made most of his fights mismatches.
Power punch combination starting to land more frequently again. Body punch. Oh, that quick.
For me.
It was like target practice for Roy.
But you got to use combinations back.
Dodging and countering, a constant and frustrating barrage.
McCallum, he's going to win this thing. He's going to have to gamble a little bit.
In the 10th round, Jones proved that his power had also carried up in weight.
Oh, wow.
Seems just, whoa, just as I said that, Roy says, wait a minute.
I'm speechless, Shaq. I don't know what to say, bro.
The fight would go 12 rounds. McCallum was saved by the bell, but the fight was a statement.
You see,
Brian Gary. Yep.
All right.
And there's mutual embrace.
Pound for pound, Jones was the best in the world. In his next fight, Jones would take on an unbeaten rising contender, Montel Griffin.
Light heavyweight championship fight. Griffin, 2 years younger than Jones. Like Jones, Griffin believes he was robbed of a gold medal at the Olympic Games.
He is as unbeaten as Roy Jones, and he beat James Toney twice. Roy Jones beat him once.
And now Roy Jones will enter the ring to his own musical composition called Patience is a Virtue.
Roy Jones was undefeated. Heck, he'd barely lost a round of any fight.
We can't get set for those big punches.
Round one begins.
At first, it looked like more of the same from Jones.
Starts with a little left hook.
But Griffin kept coming and started winning rounds.
Montel Griffin gaining in confidence with each passing minute. And Griffin rakes Jones to the body again. as round 4 comes to a close. But so far, it's been like a dream for Montel, who's had much the best of it against the unbeaten Roy Jones.
In the 7th, Roy began to impose his will on Griffin.
Good left hook by Jones.
Right hand and a left by Jones.
Griffin went down from a clean left hook, and the fight was turning Roy's way.
Quick left hook inside. Second time in his career, Griffin's been down. He wanted this called a slip.
It was a legitimate knockdown. Clean, short little
Yeah, you
left
got
hook on
dropped,
the
bro.
inside.
It doesn't sound like much when a fighter moves up from, say, 168 pounds to 175. Can it, in fact, be a world of difference?
Oh, there's no question about it. Look at Roberto Duran, who's one of the greatest lightweights.
Griffin had obviously frustrated Jones, and the fight was a close one.
Griffin is hurt. No question about it. Griffin is hurt.
Jones looking to finish. Griffin wobbling a little bit.
When Jones finally had Griffin on weak legs, Griffin took a knee rather than get knocked out.
And Griffin's knee goes down, and Jones lands 2 punches after Griffin's knee was on the
Oh.
canvas.
In frustration, Jones swung late and would be DQ'd.
I don't know.
He's not getting up.
Nigga.
No question about it. 2 punches while he was down. Not 1, 2.
And the doctors are in there with Montel Griffin.
In my mind, there is absolutely no question that Tony Perez had just cause to disqualify Roy Jones Jr. should he have made that decision. We are being told that Roy Jones is going to be disqualified
That's
and
tough.
will lose his title.
The referee disqualifies the red corner, the winner and new WBC light heavyweight champion of the world, Montel.
Many speculate Griffin was playing hurt because he knew he was beaten if the fight continued. But regardless, Roy Jones was handed his first defeat by way of
Let's
disqualification.
take a look at the official scorecards to show you how
That's
the
tough.
fight stood through the first 8
a
rounds.
lot, that's tough.
Interestingly enough, Roy Jones was ahead on 2 scorecards, behind on Barbara Perez's scorecard. She, the wife of referee Tony Perez, through the first 8 rounds. So obviously at this point, Gil, the fight was still up for
When I got
grabs.
disqualified for that, and then he started talking crazy afterwards, like he really beat me. That kind of put me in a different place. But when they disqualified me, you got to remember now, I just got robbed of a gold medal at the Olympics. Man, y'all disqualified me for my first loss. You know how important that first loss is. They disqualified me for my first loss. And then you going to talk like you beat me when I know in my heart you quit? Now I'm angry. Now I want to do something bad.
Everybody,
I feel you, Roy.
right now, Roy Jones Jr. Y'all must have forgot.
Hey.
Jones wasn't looking to just win. He wanted to destroy Griffin.
Hell yeah, I would too, bruh.
Thunderdome style. There could be no doubt about who ran Barter Town.
Who ran Bartertown?
Master Blaster runs Bartertown. It happens here, and it finishes here. 2 men enter, 1 man leaves.
I wonder if they gonna run it back.
Enter, 1 man leaves.
Alright.
Roy Jones Jr.
Jones was ready to wash the result of the first fight away. It took just 1 round.
And of course, Griffin believes that he thrives and will continue to thrive on being underestimated. Jones lands a solid left hook to start the fight.
Griffin was sent flying across the ring for the first knockdown of the fight.
And so does the second one.
Jones overwhelmed Griffin from the opening bell.
It's very apparent that Jones is coming out stronger this time.
Jones is looking for a first-round knockout. He's not trying to set anything up with the jab, just firing power punches.
Well, Roy Jones is playing the feinting game, and Griffin is benefiting by it.
Bitch.
Jones erased the memory of his disqualification with a shot so powerful it would rattle Griffin's knees.
What a left hook.
Second knockdown of the round.
That was a leaping left hook.
And that's that. Jones gets his vindication via a first-round knockout.
This was the most important fight of Roy Jones' life. In his mind now, this will wipe out what happened last March.
And I think in the minds of most boxing fans as well.
Yeah.
Jones celebrated with a show of emotion. The fans cheered the return of their champion.
I suppose you do feel redeemed by what happened.
Well, first of all, I take this time out to thank God for giving me the opportunity to keep my head together and come out and do what I did.
The baddest man alive was
God
back
first.
on top. But after this fight, Roy had a long absence from the ring.
Floyd was in his prime when Roy was in Roy's prime for years and years and years. Not a single person on earth ever even wondered, is Floyd as good as Roy? You understand how good Roy Jones was? It's like Jordan was in his prime and Shaq was coming up and no one ever asked, is Shaq as good as Jordan? Then the day Jordan retires, Shaq puts that same distance between him and everyone else. That's who Jordan was. That's who Roy was.
Still a young man, yet for 5 years already, he has been arguably the best fighter in the world pound for pound. But in the past year and a half, he's been in the ring just twice. And now many in the boxing world question his desire to compete.
Oscar De La Hoya was given the title of pound-for-pound king, while Roy was viewed as being in his silk pajama phase. Basically, it was a Rocky III situation.
I don't think he's as motivated as he used to be, you know, because everybody knows it's harder to stay at the top than to get there.
In his hometown of Pensacola, the $20 million he's already collected goes a long way, especially with a lifestyle as simple as Roy's.
It's a comfortable time for him here, and that may blunt his drive or his ambition.
Once you get to the top, a lot of people want to relax and let their hair down, but that's when your work begins.
George, Roy Jones, previously identified as the world's best pound-for-pound fighter, is rankled that in the past year, after his disqualification loss to Montel Griffin and Oscar De La Hoya's 5 fights, was moved back on that list in favor of De La Hoya by most boxing experts and publications.
Roy needed to set the record straight with a big-time highlight-style victory over a tremendous opponent. That opponent was Virgil Hill.
Since the Tony fight, Roy Jones has dominated the 168 and 175-pound divisions, but the absence of big-name opponents and an infrequent fight schedule has hurt his image.
It was Roy Jones, who hadn't fought in 9 months and seemed to want to go on indefinitely without a fight while proclaiming himself the best fighter in the world. He rode to the rescue.
It was a true test against a respected champion.
A gorgeous weekend on the Gulf Coast of Mississippi. Light heavyweight fight, which has been talked about for years and will finally take place tonight as the two best-known American light heavyweights get together face-to-face finally to see which one is the best.
If Jones was going to recapture the pound-for-pound title from the sports writers,
Protect yourselves at all times. Touch gloves, come out fighting. Good luck to both of y'all.
he was going to need to give them something to write about.
Yeah, you look at Virgil Hill, look at the size of those legs, the calves.
Roy landed early and often.
Get the impression early and it doesn't have it.
Well, he had snappy fast too because he busted my eardrum the first round. He swooped the hook and popped my ear like this, and it went.
Well, it worked better than anybody. I mean, it was amazing to watch in
Sound
the day when
painful.
he was on top. Yeah. You know, when he was knocking out Virgil Hill with body shots.
Roy connected with a legendary body shot.
Oh! Right to the body, down. Unheard of.
Oof. Yeah, I know that hurt.
Knocked out light heavyweight champion Virgil Hill with a body shot.
This was one heck of a body shot. Unheard of. Only the 3rd time Hill's ever been down. And Steinlander
Unheard of.
the fight. First time Virgil Hill's ever been knocked out. Roy Jones did it with the right hand to the back.
I've seen it all.
Went to a body shot and busted my rib. Oh, good. Did you break? Yeah. Was your rib broken? He cracked.
A significant campaign stop in Roy Jones's bid to be
That's
seen
tough.
as the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world.
Not many guys knock guys out with body shots. I do.
He's back. Roy Jones with another thunderous knockout.
Roy was the best I'd ever seen in person with my own eyes. They couldn't touch with knockout power. You're describing the best fighter ever. That's how we perceived Roy Jones.
There was no long layoff after this one. Roy would fight again a few months later.
First round destruction of Montel Griffin last August, and then the body punch knockout of Virgil Hill this past April.
After those two Jones performances, those annihilations, we can expect future opponents to throw stink bombs at him, to just try to frustrate him and hope something good happens.
The fight would take place in Madison Square Garden.
Okay.
Roy would walk out with his usual spectacle, making his opponent wait while he played to the fans.
Hey.
Del Valle says that Jones is conceited, stuck up, and needs to be brought down to size. Oscar De La Hoya last summer.
The blazing fast counter.
And then Roy Jones turning the tables as it closed out.
If Duval is able to come back and jab or do something after Jones finishes his stuff, he can be in good shape when this fight wears on.
Jones with a right hook.
Through the first rounds, Roy landed nearly twice as many punches.
Body shots in this round. And that's what it sets up when you land to the body. So Jones is going back to his conventional style now after having given Del Valle something to think about with a round and a half of southpaw fighting.
An Apache dance of violence before he punches.
Oh.
Jones with some showmanship and a repeated series of right hands.
Hey. Ooh.
Jones got caught clean in the eighth, and for the first time in his career, he was knocked down.
Yeah, he got it.
Hard left hand by Duval. Never before knocked down. Roy Jones cleanly knocked down on a straight.
To go almost 30 fights in and not getting, and just now getting knocked, that's impressive.
Left by Lou Duval.
Roy recovered and continued to win the remaining rounds.
Well, maybe he'll be a movie star.
You never know about these judges. You got to win these boxing matches. You got to win them with the guy on the canvas.
Duval apparently too exhausted to do much in the last couple minutes.
The knockdown was a brief scare, but ultimately Roy prevailed by unanimous decision.
Roy Jones Jr.
Roy was cleaning out the light heavyweight division, one contender at a time. Up next was Otis Grant.
Jones believes that all southpaws should have been smothered at birth, which was reinforced in his last fight against a southpaw, Lou Del Valle, who put him on the canvas for the first time in his career.
For Billy Lewis, for David Izon, all of Roy Jones' stablemate.
Jones was at his best, peppering Grant with a never-ending barrage.
Roy Jones has suddenly found body punching something that he can do very well.
You cannot turn your head against Roy.
Grant
Really
hung in
anybody,
strong
but
for a while,
definitely
even
him.
trying to come forward.
Good enough exchange.
But in the end, Roy was simply too awesome.
Right enough to cut.
There was a devastating punch.
Wow.
Now that's the danger of going forward.
Grant went down again. And this time, his corner threw in the towel.
Straight right hand by Jones. And on a delayed reaction, the third official knockdown of the fight.
Blinking a corner
and his corner's going to throw in the towel.
That's right. Good, referee.
I think that Roy Jones Jr.'s true greatness may never be realized because there may not be an opponent out there that you can gauge his greatness with.
Light heavyweight champion of the world, Roy Jones Jr. Jones Jr.
taking on the toughest fighters and making them look like novices. Jones was at the top of his game.
Second of our two main events, Roy Jones Jr.
Man.
fighting in his hometown of Pensacola against New York beat cop Rick Frazier.
Hi, my name is Rick Frazier, New York City police officer, and I'm here to fight Roy Jones Jr. for the
Hell
championship of the
nah.
world.
Rick Frazier was a New York beat cop and a tremendous underdog.
Well, he's a policeman. And Roy Jones has previously beaten
Oh, he dead ass a cop?
a school teacher and a mailman. Apparently, he likes to beat up on civil servants.
Roy Jones Jr.
Junior. 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 Junior.
All defense.
In first, Frazier was knocked down, but actually he stepped on this Pepsi sign and it caused him to slip.
Down goes Frazier.
Was that a punch? He's complaining that he slipped.
And now the advertisement has been removed from the far side of the canvas.
Well, no matter how small the ring is, Frazier is finding a way to make it look bigger.
Jones switches to southpaw and nails Frazier with a right
With
hook.
one thunderous shot,
Left hook stunned Frazier.
Roy busted beat cop Richard Frazier's ass.
And that's the end. Armando Garcia decides
Those circumstances, we questioned
No
whether the
mercy.
fight should have been stopped. In this circumstance, I have to applaud the referee because it only could have gotten uglier.
I mean, cop? Really?
The conversation went back to questioning Roy's competition.
For 95% of the fighters in the sport, it's enough just to try to beat the opponents who are put in front of them. But there are a special few for whom that's never quite enough. And Roy Jones is front and center among those special few.
Over the course of his career, he has so thoroughly outclassed his opponents that finding a legitimate in-the-ring challenge has become the challenge.
But Roy quieted the critics again by setting his eyes on Reggie Johnson and the undisputed light heavyweight
I
championship.
do whatever the fans want to see. I know the fans wanted to see a unification fight, so I made that had to happen.
And with a victory tonight, the undisputed light heavyweight championship would be Roy's.
Reigning, defending IBF light heavyweight champion of the world, Reggie Sweet Johnson.
Here we go again.
A Jordan ring?
You
I
don't
never
even
saw
think it
this.
hurt when you punch with that kind of power. It happens so quickly. Takes a moment for you before your legs tell you, hey, you're down.
And Simpson
goes
straight on to the seat of his pants.
He'd win in the same dominant manner he always did.
I hit him so fast that the hook took it here, and before he could get back, the right took it here too. Impossible almost.
Yeah.
Roy Jones Jr.
This was as great a performance as you could possibly have put together for 12 rounds in our eyes. You agree?
Each time they put a new challenger in front of Jones, even ones that were supposedly going to test him, Roy demolished them.
13%.
He was
Shit.
simply too good for everyone in the sport at his peak.
If Roy beats Reggie Johnson, would you like to see him go up and campaign as a heavyweight? Here are the results. We had more than 6,000 people vote. 59% said yes. 41% said no. What about your vote?
My vote is whatever the most people want. If people want to see me fight a heavyweight fight, and there's a chance to fight for 6 titles in one night, of course, you know Roy Jones Jr. is going to accept the challenge. I'm not afraid to fight anybody.
So now they wanted Roy to move up again into the
Damn.
heavyweight division to seek a
Motherfucker.
worthy foe.
That's
Back in
tough.
Radio City Hall for his next fight, Roy made sure to give the fans some spectacle.
Is Roy Jones, boxing's undisputed light heavyweight champion.
Hey, okay.
We're in Radio C Music Hall for the very first time and the very first sports event ever here. Special because it's the latest appearance of the world's best fighter, Roy Jones Jr.
Okay, New York, it's time for the big show.
And a gaggle of celebrities have filled the hall, including, of course, many of the cast members from the HBO hit show The Sopranos. Spike Lee is a fixture at all New York fights. Queen Latifah, and Larry Holmes and Leroy Neiman and Rosie Perez and many others.
Well, because Sinatra and Garland and Springsteen and Jackson all performed here. And because he's been so dominant that he needs some special additive to get his motor racing.
Jones prided himself on being more than just a fighter.
Okay. Hey.
He was a showman, an entertainer.
Calqc has got to be afraid and attack. Attack. Don't box with this guy. He's an excellent boxer.
Clean right hand by Jones. And in addition to his speed, his creativity.
Jones lived up to the pound-for-pound.
Straight right hand lands up the middle again for Jones.
It was a total cheek clapping, almost as one-sided as it gets.
Calqc dropped it as he brought it back, and Roy countered over it with the right hand.
Landing with that blindingly fast right hand lead. Calqc has taken a real drubbing, but he keeps coming back.
Final punch stat numbers will demonstrate Jones's complete dominance of the fight, landing 133 punches more, almost twice as many, throwing 81 punches more, landing at an astronomical 59% connect rate.
And still the undisputed light heavyweight champion of the world, Roy Jones.
This nigga is tough.
Jr.
In the end, Jones would win the unanimous decision.
He wants to do what the great dominant fighters of history have all done. They've moved up in weight looking for challenges. In a recent magazine article, Roy Jones modestly was quoted as saying he's a combination of Foreman's punch, Ali's speed, Robinson's skill, and Hagler's toughness, even allowing for some poetic egotism. That's some package.
The unanimous choice as the best fighter pound for pound in the sport, Roy Jones, as he prepares to defend his title in a spectacular new basketball field house. Well, there were questions for a while, but no more about Jones's status as the #1 fighter in the sport. Hall, 100-to-1 underdog, is regarded as a punter. So should he just come out trying to land something big from the beginning?
Yeah, I look at all fights for good reasons. 0-0 once that bell rings. Any guy has a chance.
Richard Hall had absolutely no chance. None whatsoever. It was Roy at his best.
And Jones decides to dance with Richard Hall.
Roy Jones may be a member of the NRA the way he's using Hall for target practice.
Oh, shit.
Legs wobbling under Richard Hall as Jones sizes him up.
Oh my God.
Good power behind the right hand.
I mean, when you look back at your career, not only were you winning fight, you were dominating.
RJ hammers Hall with a straight right. Then he casually walks around behind Hall. And follows up with a blistering left hook.
You know, it's been a sensational performance or exhibition by Roy Jones.
He toyed with his prey like a predator, savoring the moment.
Down goes Hall.
That was disheartening.
The winner, Roy Jones Jr.
Bro, he in his own lane, bro.
No, we understand. Brian and I haven't forgot. You can't say you all must have forgot. We both got you #1 pound for pound.
Win titles at middleweight, super middleweight, jump up to light heavyweight, jump up to heavyweight.
Putting his hands behind his back and knocking dudes out.
That was the guy I fell in love with.
He was putting his hands behind his back and then knocking people out.
Again, once again, third knockdown of the night.
Who never saw it.
Might the time finally be right to test the waters as a heavyweight? It's been talked about for years.
The biggest point of intrigue is that people think he's gonna kill me. People think ain't no way in the world Roy Jones is big enough to beat no heavyweight. He's too small. And I love to hear people say they think I can't.
Roy's plan is not to become a heavyweight for good, but to fight once for the heavyweight title against the right opponent.
After a series of flashy title defenses, Roy decided to make his move up to heavyweight.
We get tired of seeing me beat up on people my size. It just start feeling unfair.
So now he's going to fight as a heavyweight.
You fought Ruiz. I think you weighed, what, 193, 195?
I say it again, it was a middleweight light heavyweight when he was at his best.
The Ring Magazine experts poll, 10 for Jones, 9 for Ruiz. Of the 9 who picked Ruiz, 5 or 6 of them don't think Jones has a prayer in the world of winning the fight. I've never seen that before.
Winning the heavyweight title would be a feat no other fighter who started at light middleweight had ever accomplished.
So, do you think that was the beginning of Roy starting to not be Roy Jones because he went up to 195?
Let's get ready to rumble!
Look, I saw Roy Jones in his prime. Roy Jones better than Floyd in his prime.
Jones striking like lightning across the top of the right hand.
Whew. And you were the most dominant fighter I ever saw.
Roy Jones scarcely ever loses a round, much less a fight.
I gotta tell you something, Chip. He's making his fight look so easy. I don't know. Standing in the middle of the ring, getting off first constantly. Now he's landing combinations.
He was so fast.
Shit.
I mean, John Ruiz just was whiffing at air in that fight.
Ooh, wee.
And he dominated the fight.
Joining boxing's elite, the new WBA heavyweight champion of the world, Roy
That's tough, bruh.
Jones Jr.
The win was one for the ages. Now Jones would shed 25 pounds and return to light heavyweight.
It was very important to me that I went back down, shred the weight back off, and recapture the light heavyweight title.
Next Saturday night, Roy Jones and Antonio Tarver match up after having gone up almost to 200 pounds to fight on March 1 to get back down to fighting weight of 175.
What really got Roy's when we went up to fight John Ruiz.
Yeah.
And then he went back down to fight Tarver.
Yeah.
He was depleted.
And I had to cut the muscle. That's when it began. That's when the demise began. Because I cut muscle. I cut 25 pounds of muscle off.
Has there been enough time since the weigh-in for you to rehydrate and regain your strength after taking off so much weight?
The weight cut down to 175 must have been brutal. He lost all his muscle tone.
Yeah.
He just didn't. He looked like a
And
guy.
he was shredded in the 90s.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Junior.
Round 1 begins.
The weight jumps and drops had robbed him of his superpowers,
Now Tarver lands his
Wow.
first left hand of the fight.
making him a mere mortal.
And now Tarver lands another left.
This is giving Jones some trouble.
Look at Tarver
Shit.
banging away with
Beating
the
your ass, boy.
and landing them again.
Punches that would never connect before now landed flush.
He can do this for 25,
So you don't
30
think
rounds.
he's using up his energy
Not
here?
at all.
Straight right hand lands for Jones.
Still, he summoned up enough of what greatness remained inside of him.
And there's a huge right hand. And that punch hurt Tarver. Okay, Jim. 87-84, 6 rounds to 3. Roy Jones Jr. What a performance now by Jones. Reaching deep, trying to find the greatness
Boom, perfect timing.
that he needs to hold off Antonio Tarver. Now the combinations begin to flow.
For the winner by majority decision,
Roy Jones Jr.
He now recaptured his middleweight belts, unrivaled.
I think he should have.
Man, that was close. I thought old boy was gonna win for a minute. He got it though.
retired after that.
This is when Roy Jones Jr. retired for me.
Yeah, but I don't think he would have. I don't think Roy was ever really going to ride off in the sunset.
Roy would butt heads with Tarver again in an immediate rematch.
Here comes Jones.
Wow.
After the Tarver fight, do you believe you should have stopped then and said, you know what, it's a wrap? I've gotten belts. I had 7 belts at one time. I went from junior middleweight all the way up to heavyweight, and I cleaned out every division. I'm good. Did you think about it? Say, you know what? I'm good. I'm done.
Problems. Roy has not found a way still to get a sustained attack against him.
When you are a guy that depends on reflexes and timing and speed, what happens is when that goes, there's nothing to back you up. There's no net to catch you, baby.
Down goes Jones on a hard left hand, and that is the most that Roy Jones has ever been hurt.
And the invincible Roy Jones Jr. was defeated.
When the athleticism starts to slip away a little bit, Roy is normal.
Roy is out, and Roy may be out of boxing.
Roy was technically awful. He just had such reflexes.
Yeah.
When they went, that's when he got melted.
He didn't jab.
No, he didn't do anything right,
Threw a
bro.
left hook, a lead left hook.
A lead left hook with rights from weird angles.
Yeah.
And it worked because his reflexes were superhuman. He was Superman.
Roy immediately took another title fight against Glenn Johnson.
That's the point. He's not getting treated with the kind of respect that he has commanded throughout his career.
Also, the Glenn Johnson fight was a scary knockout.
Yeah, he was on Queer Street.
Yeah, well, he was just flatlined and astral traveling.
And he's on the canvas again for the second time in 2 fights. And for the second time in 2 fights, he's not going to get up. And he's been knocked out again.
That's tough.
Will we ever see Roy Jones in the ring again?
Not the one you're used to seeing.
It was sad to watch.
It was. It was.
That was. I thought that was going to be the end.
Roy still didn't retire.
That
In
boy
fact,
slumped.
he would fight for 15 more years. He'd
What?
win some and lose some. But in his prime, he was arguably the best to ever do it.
You were fighter of the decade. But over a 10-year span, Roy Jones Jr. was voted the best fighter of the decade of the night.
Y'all must have forgot.
Y'all must have forgot.
Unfairly. His refusal to retire and keep fighting is held against him in rankings.
Go ahead. Roy Jones Jr.
Roy Jones Jr.
Nobody brings it home like Joe Vincent.
Joe Vincent, man. W movie, bro. Roy Jones Jr. in his prime, yes, bro. One of the best fighters ever, bro. That was a great documentary, man. He should have just stayed in heavyweight. He dropped all the way back down, trying to man, he should have just stayed heavyweight, man. Who knows? But regardless, bro, great fighter, bro. If y'all want me to watch more documentaries on boxing or just anything else in general, put it down in the comments, man. Thank you guys and girls for watching. I appreciate all y'all so much. If you want to support this channel, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We on the road to 10K. And I will catch you guys and girls in the next one. Peace.